Right, hello, Greg the Wild Hippie back once again. Today on the bench, I'm going to do the Bristol Blenheim Mark 1, the new tooling from Airfix. Can't remember when this one was made. It's a few years old now, but it's a delightful kit. I built the Mark 3 or Mark 4 one they brought out, and decided to get this one as well, as I think the Mark 1 is a much better looking aircraft, even though it was sadly pretty useless. But anyway, let's have a look in the box, shall we? Hopefully I'll remember to actually film this one, because I started my last build, which was the Hawker Typhoon, and then forgot to film it and realised once I'd already buttoned it all up. So hopefully I'll remember on this one. So we'll have a look at the instructions. Quick flick through, all pretty straightforward. So usually with an Airfix, you're starting with the fuselage and the wings first, and then you do the cockpit. Usually they get you starting the cockpit first. But yeah, pretty basic, straightforward. Haven't quite decided yet if I'm going to build this one flying or not. I might have it landed. If I have it landed, I'll probably dock to the canopy so as it's open. Going to make the Royal Air Force one. Even though this one was based in Malaysia, not in the UK, but never mind. There's another version of it now. I think they've did a Romanian Air Force. I've picked out, it's annoying with Airfix nowadays. Anyway, you don't get full crew anymore, as you all know. So I've picked out from my stash one of these, the last pilot figure I've got left from the Hannants, and then a gunner from my very old tooling Wellington kit from Airfix. So yeah, I may not use them if I'm going to have it landed. There's your decals. Very, very basic decal set, which is disappointing, but then again, I really don't like decals. So here's your clear parts. I'm not going to open it. Everyone knows what they look like. Right, let's get up against the plain wall. Lovely crisp moulding. Nothing to shout about really. The engines are nicely detailed on this. A pilot figure, which I suppose I should be grateful for at all, because a lot of kits nowadays don't supply any pilots at all, or any crew, which is a bit of a shame. I like the way this kit, like the other kit, like the other like the Mark 3, 4 version, it supplies you with the option of doing the other version. So that one supplied you with the option of the plastics to do the Mark 1 version, but didn't supply the glass. Otherwise I'd have converted it that one, because obviously I prefer this one. So there it is. I'm going to make the start, get all the interior stuff painted, and then I'll bring you back. See you shortly. Right, okay, so back with you again. It's a couple of days down the line. I've got the main fuselage glued together. Fit beautiful as I'd expect. So you clean the seam lines off of that. I've got the top part of the wing complete with the undercarriage base. Decided I'm going to build this one wheels down now, so I don't need the nice pilot figure and anything else. I'll save him for another day. All your seats and your interior bits all painted nicely, good to go. There's anything else to show? Yeah, doing a little bit of detail painting on the insides there. I'm going to come back on that in a minute with a bit of silver and a couple of other colours to paint the little nodules and that. So I'll leave that there, and I'll bring you back with a little bit more. Right, okay, so I've just spent the last hour or or so, maybe even longer, masking up all the canopies and stuff. So quite happy with them. Where's the turret? I took the turret off the sprue to do it. Yeah, you can't really see it, but yeah, it's all right. The little triangle shapes at the top, they were fun. So yeah, now I'm gonna start building the cockpit, and then yeah, I'll bring it back when I'm almost at the stage of putting the 3 bits together. Yeah, I'll bring it back then. I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, right. I kind of forgot to mention. I had a tumble last night outside of Asda's. A bit of plasticard off one of their outdoor display things. The pallet things, I can't remember what was on there, had come off and gone onto the footpath. I didn't see it. I came down on top of it, and yeah, I dislocated my little finger. Go insert a picture now. Look, yeah, look away if you're squeamish. Here it comes. So yeah, yeah. So I've technically got, like, I'm left-handed as well. I'm literally only got like half a finger there, and my index finger and my thumb, because I've got a filthy great big cut on my middle finger as well, which is really sore. So yeah, well, I'm like sort of 1.5 handed at the minute. So yeah, it's making the model making quite interesting. But yeah, I thought I'd update you on that. I hate it when they get you gluing 2 bits of like glass together on the front, especially when it's intermingled with like plastic, because it never ever decides it wants to. It just never plays right. It does not want to play. I cannot get the whole thing to stay together and the 2 front panels to fucking sit nicely at the front. It's doing everything. Every time I get it almost right, it pops out on this side. Right, as you can see, I managed to get it together. There's hang on, take the brush out of my mouth. There was a few fit issues around there. As you can see, I've sliced part of the cockpit off. I'm going to have, that's where I've done a bit of research. That's from what I can tell from photos. That's where the hatch is. So that's going to be slid back. You can't really see the grooves in the plastic behind it, to represent the runners. So that's going to be in the open position. Yeah, I was going to bring it back before I did any painting, but I completely forgot. So yeah, I'm about halfway through painting on the underside. So yeah, going to get that done. Get the brown on the top, and then I'll probably start work on the undercarriage. Made a mistake on the inside. The wing spar was supposed to be painted interior green, and I didn't, because I didn't think you'd see it, which you won't if the cockpit's completely closed, but it's open now. So yeah, I'm going to have to get in there with a small brush. Whoops, but never mind, it's doable. So yeah, I'm going to get this underside painted, and I will see you in a little while. Right, okay, so there we are. There's the camouflage pattern done anyway. Looking pretty good. Let that dry overnight, and then I think it'll probably be time to put her legs on. I'll bring you back when I've done that. Right, okay, so I've got the ailerons in, and the main part of the undercarriage. Just got to put the wheels on. I'll do that later once that's had time to stiffen up. Still got to put the tail wheel in and sort out the bomb bay, and obviously paint your ailerons. But yeah, she's looking pretty sweet. Very happy with how she's turning out so far. Yeah, so I'm going to do a little bit more and bring you back later. Right, okay, so it's got the wheels on. I've just glued the tail wheel in place. The main wheels aren't glued, so they can rotate, so you can get the flat spots in the right place. But yeah, going to give that 10 minutes to dry, so that goes nice and hard, and then we can try and set her on our wheels. In the meantime, I'm going to paint the engines. Bring it back after I've done that. The engines are coming along quite nicely. I found a good reference photo to try and recreate that on both of them. You won't see much of one of them, but the other one I'm going to have the engine cowl off. But yeah, we've had about 10 minutes to dry, so obviously my desk is too cluttered. So we'll go over here. Even this is too cluttered really, but moment of truth, will she stand on her own 2 feet? Well, 3. There we go. Yeah, looking good. Nice. Loved it when they supplied the weighted tyres, because that just really adds something to the look of the model when it's sitting on its feet. But yeah, happy with that so far. Gonna go and finish the engines and get them stuck on, so I'll bring you back in a bit. Right, okay, back on with the Blenheim. Putting the engine cowls on. I decided not to. Well, I haven't fully decided yet, but I have decided to put them on because there's a lack of detail around the back of the engine, and it just looks a bit silly. So I decided to put them on. But despite my best efforts on this one, there's a filthy great big gap. It's about 1 millimetre wide that I can't seem to close. She's pretty dire, to be honest. I've squeezed everything on as tightly as it will go, and it just won't close up, which is, well, it's a bit shit, isn't it? Anyways, I'll see what I can do. Right, yeah, that's the engines largely together. There's a filthy great big gap down that side, but I can't do naffle about it. I think I had the same issue on the Mark IV. Yeah, I think it's an issue with the Airfix kit itself, not me. But never mind. I might try and scrape a bit of filler in there, see what happens. So yeah, I'll bring it back when I've done a bit more. I get really annoyed with these because every time, just about, unless it's been like less than like 2 minutes, I go to use it and flipping needles blocked again. Alright, well, flaps are on, looking pretty good. I've got half the engines on. I've still got to build the rest of them, but I thought I'd stick them on there and get them out of the way. I've kind of filled the splits. They sort of, it should be alright once I've had a couple of, once they've got a coat of paint on them. So I'm going to let that set for a minute, paint them up, and then, yeah, finish the engines. So yeah, I'll bring you back. I've done a bit more. I think I'll do that, and then she's just about ready for the first coat of varnish. Woohoo! Right, okay, so yeah, the cowlings are painted, looking alright. Gonna need a second coat, I think. The underside's not so bad. Needs to touch up the exhausts a little bit. But yeah, she's coming along. Yeah, second coat that in about 20 minutes or so, and then do the rest of the green camouflage, and then that's the paint job largely finished. Happy days. Hopefully the parts for the remaining engine parts will be dry soon, so I can get them on, and then maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to get her ready for some decals. I'll let you know. Very, very happy with how the turret has come out. That looks really sweet. Really good job of the masking on that. I might take some close-up photographs of that. Yeah, yeah. The whole thing's had a good coat of the satin varnish, so we are about ready to apply the decals. So I'll bring you back when I've done some of them. Right, so all the top side decals are done. They're quite good. Yeah, quite happy with the way they come out with. Yeah, so I'll get them set for an hour or so, and then come back, flip her over, and do the ones on the underside. There's only what 9 decals on the other side. Get them done, give her a coat of varnish, seal them all in nicely, and then can finish the engines and she'll be about finished. Cool, bring you back once I've done the underside. Right, well that's the decals done. All looking rather good now. Let's get her back on our wheels. Yeah, and let them set overnight, and then I'll give it another coat of varnish, and then be ready to start adding the finishing touches and get the weathering done. Bring you back tomorrow. See you then. Right, okay. So the weathering's done. I'm very happy with how this came out this time. I worked out where I was going wrong before, with the removal of the weathering paint. Was I had too much thinners on my cotton bud, so it was eating through the lacquer and into the paint below. This time I was just a tiny bit, and then dried most of it off on a bit of tissue, and yeah, it's come out absolutely brilliant. Really happy with it. So I've glued the pilot and navigator's hatch open to add a bit more interest. You can see inside. You can see where I've added a seatbelt decal to the pilot seat as well. yeah, so now it's a case of peel the masking off, and then add the finishing touches. So I'll bring you back when I've done a bit more. See you in a minute. I love this stage of the build when you start peeling the masking tape off and you can see all the interior again. Yeah, it's just very, very exciting, and so far it looks like I've done a half decent job of it. Shame about the little plastic glue splurge on the inside there. That was me trying something. The front of this refused to sit nicely, as you can see. No matter what I tried, I don't know what was wrong with it, and I actually attempted to use some normal plastic glue and hold it where it was supposed to be, and yeah, as you can see, it didn't work, and I got a little bit of fogging on the inside of the windscreen, but you know, it happens. Yeah, I had exactly the same bother with the Frog, one of these, and the Airfix, the Mark IV as well. I remember the canopy on that was a pigging nightmare. It's an awkward shape. Maybe Airfix should have tried to make it as one unit, possibly. Might have worked better. I don't know. I don't design kits. But that's the only thing that has let this kit down, was that it was the front of the canopy there. There's a great big gap in it as well. But yeah, I'm not complaining too much. It's been a wonderful kit. I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, so I'm gonna get on and get the rest of the masking off, and I'll see you in a minute. Yes, very happy with that. Trying to get it so there isn't any glare. If I remember, I will take some photographs, and so you'll be able to see a little bit better. I'm well happy that I found the decal for a set of seat belts on the in my decal collection. They are a little bit cartoony, but you know, from a distance, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, do a little paint touch up on the front of the hatch there, and let's get the next bit on. See you in a minute. Oh, and here she is, all finished. Forgive the light. Yeah, I'm very pleased with how this one's come out. Yeah, learned a few lessons on the weathering and stuff. Couple of mistakes here and there, but you know, if I ever produce one I'm 100% happy with, then I'll probably hit the end of the road. So yeah, yeah, it's perfectly good enough for me. I just need to find somewhere for her to live. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Yeah, apparently going by the analytics, 99% of you who watch these videos are not subscribed. So go on, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and I'll be releasing many more videos like this in the near future. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy, and I'll see you on the next one very soon. Take it easy. Ta-da.